Good evening, welcome. You're live with us here on ILFL Soccer Night. This is a show that's sponsored by Meshwi and Hawk and Eagle. And you know what, speaking of Hawk and Eagle, I'm delighted to welcome back our resident man with the brains on this panel. It's Cameras. How are you, sir?
Good, thank you. Good to be back.
Good to have you back. We'll speak some more with Cameras and with Rashid Ali, who's becoming a little bit of a resident now here as well. We've got games coming up with you, 2 games, all from the same side, if you like. We've got Stepney v Bromley, which is the Premier Division game coming up in the second segment of the show. But first, we've got the B teams. It's Stepney B and Bromley Juniors. Stepney B at 1 point in the league so far, desperately looking to try and get another point against a Bromley Juniors side used to winning regularly last season and can't find a win in their last 2 games. We've got highlights from that game coming up for you right now. Sit back, here it is, run the VT. And there it is, another creditable point by Stepney B, 1-1 against Bromley Juniors. And I have to say, that's probably a good result in the circumstances. Shall I ask someone who's responsible for what went on? Welcome to the studio. Nabil Abdullah, how are you doing, sir?
I'm doing well.
Are you captain of the team?
No, just one of the senior players.
Oh, do you know what? I'll promote you here and now. All right, welcome to the captain of the team, Nebs. Tell us about your performance then.
Started really slow. Gave away a penalty in the first 5 minutes, which doesn't help. And then we just got caught out with a long ball. And then from then we were chasing the game, so second half we came strong and got the 2 goals back.
So can I ask you the question I've just wanted to ask you all along, ever since you got here?
Yep.
How could you be so bad defensively all season?
Defensively,
what has it been with Stepney?
we've had problems keeping a settled back four. That's one of the issues. But it's getting a bit more settled. We're getting better with a team shape. This is quite a young team as well. If you don't know much about us, most of the players are mainly about 18 years old. This is our first proper season together, so this has been a learning experience. But I think we've given most teams a lot of tight games. It's just giving away cheap goals in crucial moments.
So what have you learned in your first 8, 9, 10 games?
We can compete with the best of them. It's just the little details we need to concentrate on. And I think second half of the season, we can actually come back in it and pick up quite a few results. I think
we heard that, Stepney B, second half of the season. All right. Would you go along with that, Rash?
I was going to quickly ask you, I was led to believe you have some senior players. I didn't see any on the pitch. Or
just one at the back.
Just the one?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we've got Chile, is our centre-back. He's basically last man. He leads the line, organises everything.
And the players you have you been playing for a long time together, or is it just newly formed?
Well, some of the players I've been playing together since youth team football, and there's quite a few new guys. We started out in the summer league over in BFA, so it's been about 6 months really since we've been together.
You've been watching the first division from afar over the last couple of weeks. How would you assess Stepney B and how they're doing in the division now?
Well, I mean, Nabil, my question to you is, has the personnel in the team changed from your first game till now, or have you still got the same players?
We've got about 8 solid players that play week in, week out. It's just the 3 that occasionally change, and a lot of the times that's in the back 4. We don't have as much depth in the back line as we do, say, midfield. So that causes problems in terms of communication and knowing what the person next to us is going to do. But at the moment, we're playing together, we're playing consistency. We've got a settled back 4 now. Everyone knows their job, so I'd expect a brighter future for us.
So really, your improvement has been because you've been playing together as a unit in a number of games. So hopefully, after the Christmas period, you can do better things, really. Yeah,
that's spot on.
Before that break comes, in a lot of respects, it's a big game next week against Lotus. 2 teams with 2 points. It's the battle of the basement boys. Say what you got to say about it now. You're gonna obviously you're looking for 3 points.
We're looking for the 3 points. We feel like we can get it, and we've played them early in the season. Tight game that ended in a draw as well. But we felt we had the better of the chances on the day, and we should have put them away really. So this Sunday we're looking to actually go on better and get those 3 points.
Well, it was a good result this week, so that should give you the confidence to go on and do one better, just as you say. Let's talk about the rest of the results that happened in the first division then yesterday. Running from the top, we've got Burdett 2 and SCTA 3. We'll talk more about that game in a little while. Leytonstone and Bow drew 2-2. Remember we spoke about the top 3 teams and how they might do, and Bow seemed to have pecked back Leytonstone, and they're not the only ones that suffered a little bit there. Stepney B and Bromley Juniors, we've seen. St Catherine's got themselves 3 points without kicking a ball. Well done to you. You guys are just hovering behind the top 3, waiting for a slip up. We spoke about that a few weeks ago as well. Weavers and Illtown, 4-3. Unlucky Illtown. You win some, you lose some. It's to be expected from you boys now. And West End beating Lotus by 6-3. Rash, I'm just going to ask you very quickly first. West End, strong team in that division, conceding 3 goals to Lotus.
I think what it is, they were cruising, to be honest. They were scoring goals straight away, and then I think the manager decided to give chances to other players. Hence, he made a lot of changes, and obviously Lotus found the gaps and managed to score 3 goals. But on reality, if you watch the match, it was a one-sided match.
It was a very one-sided game.
Very one-sided. West Ham easily cruised through the results. But I think the key result there was the Leytonstone v Bow. I was watching the match, Leytonstone 2-0 up, cruising, comfortable, relaxed. Credit to Bow, come back and made a meal of the whole game itself. And now, obviously, that was a chance for Leytonstone to create a gap between Ten Hamlets, and they failed to materialise.
Well, you know, you just said the same thing about West End, and now we're talking about Leytonstone. Teams that seem to feel that they've got it won after 40 minutes, 50 minutes. you can't slack off.
I think what it is, every team knows the 3 teams to look out for in the division is Leytonstone, Tamworth and West End. I think other teams are playing it with a bit more incentive, a bit more drive. Watching Bow, they didn't give up. They said, keep trying, you know, this is the chance to play one of the big boys, so to speak. And Leytonstone obviously taking it easy after 2-0 win, 2 goals, and they came back and showed that it's not over till the 90th minute.
I think Bow must be the most improved team in that division, I would say, because I think the personnel more or less is the same as they had last year, and they were losing by, you know, quite a big margin. So this year, obviously, I think this is their 5th, 6th win in the row. So well done to Bow.
And a good win for SCTA, badly needed.
I think badly needed result really. It was a relief really for the team and the manager. To be honest, if you watch SCTA play, they play good football, but they cannot finish this season, which is a complete opposite to last season. Yeah. And I think that's been the biggest problem. Even this game, the striker should have scored 3-4 goals first half. They're winning, cruising 2-0, and it took a wonder goal from Bredet to come back in the goal. I think Rubel, who played left back at that time, sort of crept up and then took a really, really nice volley to come back in the game. And then the second goal from them was a penalty. But I think SCTA need to take heart from this and then sort of just take the momentum going forward and improve, really.
Excellent. Let's have a look at the First Division tables now and see where that leaves everybody after Sunday's fixtures. 9, 10, 11 games played by various teams in that division, but Leytonstone and West End, not a lot in it between those two. There's a point between the two teams. West End have a game in hand, and they go on to meet each other next week. I think that's the game,
That's correct,
isn't it?
yes, yeah.
Tower Hamlets will be kicking themselves now. Like I said, 3 points missed there. They're only behind by a point or 2, but really they could find themselves slipping away from the top 2. St Catherine's hovering, waiting for a slip up by the teams above them, and then it's the best of the rest. But down at the bottom, as we said, Nebs, Lotus and Stepney. Interesting stat I'm looking at there. Nothing in it.
Okay.
2 draws each.
Yep.
You've scored 16, they've scored 14, but both teams have conceded more than 40 goals. But you now seem to have steadied the ship at the back. Is that what's going to tell? Is it the defensive areas that you're cutting out, or is it just being more sharp up front for Stepney B?
A bit of both, really, but the defence has come on leaps and bounds, and we're a lot more comfortable. We can compete with any team on our day. We've shown no fear, so we're going to go out rest of the season, play hard, and I think the results will come.
Excellent. That's the best I can say. And SCTA, you're not much ahead of them. It's complete contrast when you're standing at the top looking down as well last season, and now it's just all about...
I mean, to be honest, it's been a bit of a shock to the team, because obviously having stormed the 2nd division last year, they were expected to do the same this year. But it takes 2 or 3 players really to make the difference in the team. And the key players who made the difference in that team last year, none of them are coming this year. So it's obviously a big problem. The manager trying to get new teams, new players, trial them, play them in the right positions, has taken a few weeks. But now I think the team is settled now. So they're only looking up, really, not down.
It's about other players having to step up to the plate, as they say. Step up, be men now, man up for your games on a Sunday. Nebs, listen, final word to you. It's been great. It's been fantastic. Thanks very much for coming in. We look forward now to Stepney B, shooting and looking up the table, and maybe you'll come back in later on in the season and talk about the rest of your progress. Thanks again.
It's been a pleasure.
We've got Stepney's A team performing in the next half of the show, next segment of the show, against a Bromley A team. Highlights of that show and all the rest of the chat and stats about the Premier Division coming up after this short break.
You are watching ILFL Soccer Nights.
Sponsored by Mashuri এবং Hawk and Eagle.